Alright guys, Rooster here in Tennessee, looking at another piece of equipment here. One you don't see every day, and I don't know if I've done a video on this exact model before. If I have, it's been a while. It's a Thunderbolt 101. I do videos on the Thunderbolt 305s from time to time when I get them in. My favorite sweep tube amp ever made is the Thunderbolt 305, and I still have one in there on my station right now that I talk on daily. But this is the Thunderbolt 101. It runs a pair of 6 LQ6s, I believe. It's a pair of something, and I'm about 90% sure it's 6 LQ6s. Haven't had the lids off to tell you, but 2 tubes, no fan or anything in there, but it runs pretty cool for a tube amp. Only 2 tubes in it, so not a lot of excess heat there. We'll go over the controls of it. We'll do an output test on it. I will put it up for sale. I thought about keeping this one, but I've got several little amps that are about this power range. I got a couple Sonar BR21s. I've got a, I think it's called an Interceptor 50 or something. I think it does about 100 watts. It's a single 6LQ6. But I've got several small amps like this. I don't really need this one. Would be nice to run it into like a single 500Z or something. Maybe something a little bit bigger, but I think it'd drive a single 500Z pretty good. But it is for sale. We're going to test it with our old 44 over here doing 35 watts peak, give or take. Single final radio, not stretched out or anything. We'll do the controls on it here, and then we'll test it on peak and average power. Okay, so starting out here on the front, you got your on and off switch, a standby switch, AM and sideband. Now the sideband delay here is not real distinct. It is in there. It does have a bit of a delay, but it's not the whole full second delay like some amps are. You got a receive amp here, preamp. You can hear the relay click on it, okay, but that preamp's not working. You can actually hear the little receive relay click in, but I couldn't tell a difference with it. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't hurt it. It doesn't help it. Now, high and low here. The high actually looks like it increases the dead key, but it doesn't increase the swing any, if that makes sense. And low seems like it does a little bit more swing on low. So you take that for what you will. I think it swings about 25 more watts on low than it does on high, but I think on high it dead keys about 30 or 40 more watts. So however they've got that set up, that's what I found with it. The tune, just one single tuner here on this amp. Tune for maximum output, the way I tune every tube amp. If you don't, don't back it down. If you want to do less power, put less power into it. They're not made as a variable. When you turn this thing down, if you back it down, you're actually detuning the amp. So that's an old CB myth. Back your plate and load off. Sorry if I offend anybody out there when I say this, but that's a bunch of horse crap. Because you're detuning the amp and you're going to hurt the tubes doing that. So, don't detune it. Tune for maximum output, okay? Now this over here, band selector. 15 meter, 40 meter, 20 meter, 80 meter. I'll just go ahead and say it. These don't work, okay? This is a monoband amplifier, and I'm pretty sure the only reason these are on here was to get by that organization that has 3 letters in it that used to heavily monitor CB radio. Not so much anymore, okay? It's no big secret there. A lot of bigger things going on, bigger fish to fry. But this was probably used back in the CB boom to where you could market these amps a little bit more. I have no doubt about that. But they don't make any difference, okay? They don't work at all. I've flipped them every which way you can imagine, and it does the same output that it does. It does what it does, no matter how they're flipped. So anyway, that's kind of interesting there. That's like a neat little piece of history to see that. And you look at this and you're like, well, what the hell? 20 meter and 80 meter. I mean, if you got both of them switched, I mean, where are you at? And if you got 15 meter and 80 meter switched, where are you at there? So I don't really know. I don't think they put a lot of thought into this when they did it, but anyway, we'll get off that. We're going to test this thing on a dummy load, as we always do. It's going to be on a dummy load. and show you what it's doing here. We'll do average power, peak power, all that good noise. We'll start out on this high position here, then we'll go down to the low, which, as I say, kind of acts as a high, and we'll go from there. Let's see, on high, check the swing here, 500 watt slug, middle scale, peak, hello, 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 about 100.5. Then we'll go down to the low position here, show you what it does, peak, hello, 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 about 160. Then we'll just flip it to average and show you what it does, average power. Hello, 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 about 50 watts, audio, audio, a little bit over 50 average, if you audio into it right. Audio, see how we throw our voice? Try to point that out to people, because a lot of these guys do videos and they'll audio, show you these big average numbers. But hello, 1, 2, 3, audio, radio. Hello, hello, audio. So regular talking 50 watts, average, hello, radio. We throw our little funky audio in there and it'll do 60 to 70 watts average. So you figure 2.5 times 70 is what? It lines up with about 160 watts or so. I don't know the quick math on it there, but 2 times 70 would be 140, so 175. We're not quite doing 175, but we fall in that parameter or whatever. Maybe I didn't butcher my math there. Put myself on the spot. But anyway, Thunderbolt 100, I will sell it. I don't mind keeping it if it doesn't sell. But you don't see a lot of these out there. Just a cool piece I figured I'd do a video on. And if somebody wants to buy it, I'll let it go. But if not, I'll hang on to it and run it myself. For a little while anyway. We stayed keyed on it for a pretty good while there. It's a little warm on top. But that's it, guys. Thunderbolt 100. I hope you enjoy the video. Questions, comments, complaints, let me know. Rooster here in Tennessee. Gonna have some more videos coming up. And for those y'all that didn't notice, 5,000 subscribers was achieved. So I guess you know what that means. That means there will be a giveaway in the near future. Still trying to decide what I'm gonna give away, but be on the lookout. Alright, see you guys out there. See you, bye.